In the heart of a remote fishing village nestled along the rugged coastline, the salty tang of the sea mingled with the scent of freshly caught fish, and the sound of seagulls filled the air. For generations, the villagers had relied on the ocean's bounty for their livelihoods, casting their nets into the depths with hopes of a bountiful harvest. But beneath the serene surface of the sea lurked a shadowy menace, a terror that haunted the dreams of fishermen and sailors alike. The legend spoke of a monstrous creature known as the Kraken, a behemoth of the deep whose tentacles could drag entire ships to their watery graves. As whispers of the Kraken's return spread through the village like wildfire, fear and paranoia gripped the hearts of the villagers. Each night they huddled in their homes, listening to the mournful cry of the sea as it echoed through the darkness, dreading the moment when the Kraken would rise from the depths to claim its next victim. Among the villagers was a young fisherman named Elias, whose family had lived there for generations. With each passing day, Elias watched as the once bustling harbor grew deserted, the fishermen too afraid to venture into the treacherous waters. Determined to unravel the mystery of the Kraken's reign of terror, Elias embarked on a quest to uncover the truth hidden beneath the waves. Armed with his courage and wits, he set out in his small fishing boat, braving the churning currents and howling winds that whipped across the open sea. As he sailed further from shore, Elias felt a sense of unease gnawing at the pit of his stomach. This primal fear whispered of unseen dangers lurking in the depths below. But he pressed on, driven by a fierce determination to confront the Kraken and end its reign of terror. Days turned into weeks as Elias scoured the vast expanse of the ocean, searching for any sign of the legendary sea monster. But the Kraken remained elusive. Its presence was felt only in the whispered tales of sailors and the heavy, eerie silence in the air. Then, one fateful night, as Elias navigated his boat through a dense fog that blanketed the sea like a shroud, he heard the unmistakable sound of something stirring beneath the waves. With bated breath, he peered into the darkness, his heart pounding in his chest as he braced himself for the encounter that would determine the fate of his village. And then, emerging from the depths like a nightmare made real, came the Kraken. A colossal creature of untold horror, its massive tentacles thrashing wildly as it rose from the murky depths. At that moment, Elias understood the true magnitude of the threat facing his village. He knew that he was their only hope for salvation. Summoning all of his courage, Elias confronted the Kraken head-on, guiding his boat towards the monstrous creature with a steely resolve born of desperation. But as he drew closer, he realized the futility of his efforts. The Kraken was too mighty, too relentless in its pursuit of destruction. Just when all hope seemed lost, a voice echoed in Elias's mind, as ancient as the sea, whispering secrets long forgotten by man. In that moment of clarity, Elias understood the true nature of the Kraken and the dark secret hidden beneath the waves. For the Kraken was not merely a creature of flesh and blood. It was a manifestation of the villagers' collective fears and anxieties, a reflection of their darkest desires and deepest regrets. In its wake, it left only devastation and despair, feeding on the souls of those who dared to challenge its dominion. With a heavy heart, Elias realized that the only way to defeat the Kraken was to confront the darkness within himself, to acknowledge the sins of his past and the mistakes that had led to the village's downfall. And so, with a newfound sense of purpose, he plunged into the depths of his psyche, facing his inner demons with courage and determination. As Elias battled his inner turmoil, the Kraken's grip on the village began to weaken, its monstrous form fading into the mist like a sea phantom. And as the first light of dawn broke across the horizon, the villagers emerged from their homes, their faces etched with a mixture of relief and sorrow. Though the Kraken had been defeated, its legacy lived on in the hearts and minds of those who had witnessed its wrath. As Elias looked out across the calm waters of the ocean, he knew that the true battle had only just begun, that the struggle against the darkness would continue long after the Kraken had faded into legend. But amidst the somber aftermath of the Kraken's wake, a glimmer of hope lingered, a beacon of light that shone through the darkness, illuminating the path forward for a village haunted by its past and bound by the ties of kinship and community. And as Elias stood on the shore gazing out at the vast expanse of the ocean stretching out before him, he knew that no matter what trials lay ahead, he would face them with courage and conviction, for he was a son of the sea, a guardian of the deep.